Hello and welcome to another episode of the Harmonize Your Life show. So excited to have an opportunity to share today, to bring you some music, some mindset, some healing processes to really help you to become a more powerful catalyst for transformation and change on the planet, to heal your life, to awaken to your magnificence, your unlimited potential, and to unlock that potential so that you can tap into your power and ability to create the life of your dreams but also transform the planet that we live in. So I am excited to have an opportunity to share today, especially after this week. I said this back in March. In fact, if you go back on my Facebook page here, back to March, when all the COVID stuff started, um, it reminded me of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And for those of you who aren't Southern Californians, who weren't tormented by that ride at Disneyland, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was this crazy ride. It's been around forever. I was a kid when I went on, so that gives you an idea how long ago that was. But it's just this ride. It's like craziness. There's trains coming at you. There's bombs exploding. There's unpredictable things. You think you're driving the car. I tormented my oldest on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I think every kid needs to go on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Therefore, they ensure that they're going to need therapy in their elder years just by going on that ride alone. And poor Olivia, she's just like thinking she's driving the thing and it's going out of control. She's all stressed out. That's probably why she has OCD now, I guess. I don't know. I think Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was that. But that's what we've kind of been in is this time of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Unpredictabilities, twists and turns, explosions, all kinds of cool things um, to keep life interesting, to keep us on the edge. And this is all part of this great expansion, this great awakening, this great revelation of how all these old foundational pieces, institutions, things that have been part of our lives for years and years and years are obviously all breaking down and coming to an end. And it's an exciting time to be here on the planet. Yes, we all thought it would be really cool to live during this time, to be part of this time, to actually be a puzzle piece in this thing called global transformation. So exciting times to say the least. But today, I wanted to share a topic that's near and dear to me. It's about accelerating your personal evolution. It's about becoming the light that you are, realizing that light, but amplifying that light and bringing it forward and evolving and awakening. We live, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, as I mentioned earlier, exists at 88.5 on the radio dial. That's where all the craziness is. That's where all the judgment, the division, the anger, the frustration, everything that's happening in the world today exists at 88.5. And humanity is being called to evolve to a new station, to like 108.5 on the MFM radio dial. And it's on that station that we tune into a whole new level of possibility. Now, part of the necessary ingredient, shall we say, of emerging up into that station is that you have to let go of all the old dysfunctional stuff that existed at 88.5. We can't take that with us. We can't take dysfunctional political systems with us to 108.5. We can't take all the stuff that's showing up about health and well-being and wellness, conversations and control, manipulation, and censorship. None of that is going with us where we're emerging into. Just take a deep breath on that. Isn't that really nice? But each and every one of us plays a part of that transformation. Each and every one of us plays a part in this essential shift that's taking place on the planet. And it has to do with you accelerating your personal evolution. And there's really two areas that I wanted to kind of focus on today. I wanted to do some process work around. We're going to do some process work today because I think there's a lot of fear going on. There's a lot of worry about what's taking place in the world right now. We need to move through that energy. We need to allow that energy to move through us, and to quit hanging on to it and to shift into something else. And obviously, I've been working with energy now over 10 years in the energy healing, sound healing arena for over 10 years now. And one of the analogies that I love to use about energy is about kind of like breathing. We breathe in what gives us life, what energizes us, what helps us to move forward. We let go of what's no longer serving us. We let go of what's no longer assisting us in moving forward in this expansion process that we're talking about. So, today, what I wanted to do is kind of really look at two ways, two areas that you can let go to accelerate your personal evolution. Now, why is that important? Because the more that you accelerate your evolution, the more that you unveil the masterpiece that's within you, it means the brighter your light is going to shine. It means the more energy that you're going to be shining into the world around you, in your homes, in your communities, into the energetic realm that surrounds everything that we exist in today. And that is so important because it is not government institutions. It is not educational systems. It's certainly not the pharmaceutical industry is going to transform the world. No, you are. You are by revealing the masterpiece that's within, by awakening and getting in touch with this magnificence and this unlimited potential that's within you. And to shine your light, express your music. That's what's going to change the planet. You. So, no pressure, right, on any of us. So, today, I wanted to look at two areas that we really need to get out of that 88.5 frequency wavelength where all the hate, all the anger, all the frustration, all the division exist. And we need to be able to shift. And in order to shift up to this higher 108.5, call it the fifth dimension, whatever you want to call it, higher states of consciousness and awareness, there's a couple key steps that you need to breathe out and let go. And one of those areas is fear. Where are you holding on to fear? Fear keeps you locked into 88.5. What's scaring the hell out of you right now? Okay? Is it the unpredictability of what we're emerging into? You need to process through and move through that fear. You can't hang on to it. Fear keeps you locked at 88.5. If you want to move to 108.5, where there is no division, where there is love and acceptance, where there is respect for different perspectives and different points of views, and an invitation to express your unique perspectives and points of view, you gotta let go of fear. Fear is a huge area. The other area that we really need to let go of to move up to enhance that process of moving into these higher frequencies and wavelengths is you got to go back and you got to look to see at where you're still holding on to stuff from your past. Where are you still hanging on to anger with your parents? Where are you still not quite resolved about that past relationship that didn't end too well? Where are you still hanging on to stuff for mistakes you made? So-called mistakes, right? Learning experiences, I think, is a new way to look at that. Where are you still holding on to resentments and stuff about the past? You can't hang on to that. And bottom line, where we're emerging into, you can't take them with you. So to enhance and really build this momentum in your own evolution and your own unfolding and your own awakening process, you got to, number one, let go, forgive things from your past. Let go of all those old unresolved issues that might still be vibrating within different layers of your own energetic field within yourself. And this isn't about going to therapy for 10 years and, oh yeah, I've forgiven my mom and my dad, I'm done. We're like these complex energetic beings. I always get this image of the Grand Canyon and these layers of different minerals and stuff. And we have layers within us. And within those layers are different levels of awareness, but also different levels of unresolved issues. So we get to work at sometimes forgiving your mom, even though you went through 10 years of therapy, maybe 20 years ago. You get to still work on some areas where you still get triggered by certain things that happen in your life. And this is part of the human process. So we have to be open to really looking at, where are we still holding on stuff? Where are we still holding on to old unresolved issues? So important. And then the other aspect is, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of the unpredictability of life? Are you afraid of COVID 19? Are you afraid of personal liberties being taken away? Are you afraid of who's going to be sitting in the White House? Are you afraid of who's going to be running the Senate? Let go of that stuff. There is nothing for you to be afraid of. And I want you just to ponder this for a second. What if you are the universe in motion? What if, when that big bang happened and the great source energy, God, life energy, exploded into experience, and you were this beautiful particle that came away from that whole experience, but inherently what is within the drop of water or in the particle is inherent within this great field of energy that makes up everything. You have all this magnificence, you have all this unlimited potential, you have all this power to shape and shift matter and energy and to recreate the world that we live in. So yes, is that a tremendous amount of responsibility? Absolutely. But it's something that we all need to wake up to. You know, I'm going to say this. It doesn't matter what old dude sitting in the office. Why would you let them have power over the life that you create? You don't have to. You are a sovereign being, powerful, unlimited in your potential. And it's time for all of us to awaken to that and to accelerate that process. Once again, now we're going to do some process work here. You got to let go of fear, and you got to go clean up your past. Those two steps, that's like exhaling and letting go of what's no longer serving you. I guarantee you, on the other side is a momentum in your own unfolding and awakening, and the realization of that power, so that you can heal your life, awaken to your magnificence, and unlock your potential to compose the life of your dreams. So, how do we do that, right? Isn't that our favorite question of all time? How do we let go of fear? I'm always going to come back to who you are. Who you are is a universe in motion. You create change and process through the setting of intention. That's putting the command in. So you set the intention and let go of fear. Are you willing to set the intention right here, right now, to let go of any fear that you're holding on to? Simple as that. You don't need to know how. I'm going to guide you through the little process on how. All you have to do is set the intention. That's all you need to do. That's how powerful you are. Put the command in. I am hereby setting the intention to let go of fear. Second intention is, are you willing to set the intention to let go of any old resentments, unresolved issues, angers, frustrations, crap from the past that you're still holding on to? Like, quit dancing with the stuff, man. Let's move through it. Get over what your dad said to you when you were 4 years old. Time to let go. He was where he was at with his level of awareness at the time. You're not there anymore. Why are you carrying that burdensome, low-density energy still in you? You see, this is how we move up the dial. All that stuff, all that fear, all those unresolved issues, very low, dense, heavy energy. We're going through life carrying these backpacks, carrying all these weight set and cars and small refrigerators and stuff in our back, and we wonder why, it's hard to trudge through life. You got to reach in the backpack and take the stuff out, and you do that by setting the intention to do so. So set the intention to let go of fear. Set the intention to let go of any unresolved issues. That's simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a process here. And Why is this important, and why the music and stuff like that? So there's a frequency of energy that's coming through. This is the energy work that I've been doing for over 10 years now. It helps to tune and harmonize your energetic field. Our fields of energy are constantly being compromised by all the miscreations in our environment, so to speak. And I mean, like chemicals, Wi Fi, smart meters, 5G, all that stuff that's basically filled our whole space with static and noise. And that static and noise has put us into a state of disharmony. It's kind of like trying to play guitar with the strings out of tune. You're not going to make beautiful music no matter how well you play. The other aspect, and just in case that's not enough, let's look at all the old stories of lack, limitation, not good enough, I don't deserve, whatever, that we keep in our belief structures that disconnect us and put us out of tune and harmony also. So this energy helps to tune your energy. And when you're in tune and in harmony, you can reach in that backpack very easily and let stuff go. You don't have to go to 10 years of therapy anymore. It's a lot of money to spend on therapy, 10 years worth. I think I did that too, actually. But now, because life is inviting us to evolve much quicker, we're able to resolve things so much faster. Not that any of you who are in therapy, I don't recommend you stop. Therapy was tremendously powerful, healing, and transformative for myself. And if that's what feels right and resonates with you, then hey man, more power to you. But we live in this time where life is like kind of going, okay, come on, man. You don't need to go to 10 years to forgive your mom. You can do it very quickly. And it all starts with an intention. So, set the intention to let go of your fear. Set the intention to let go of any unresolved issues that you're still holding on to. And I invite you to just take some nice, deep breaths. And we're going to do some process here. So, I'm going to stop yapping now. I like to yap, so now I'm going to play. So I just invite you to close your eyes if you're able. We're going to do a little releasing and dissipating. And I'm going to invite you to go inward. In fact, just watch your breathing. The rising and the falling of your breath. And just allow your mind to quiet down. To that center of your universe within. And just observe where you're holding fear. What are you afraid of? Just feel the fear and breathe it out. Just let it go. If you're afraid of the future, just breathe it out. Let it go. Just feel as much of that emotion, as much of that fear as you can, and just imagine breathing it out. deep breath. Just continue to breathe deeply. Continue to look within. And just gently ask that heart space, where am I still holding on to any old resentments, any unresolved issues? Where am I still allowing myself to feel pain from the misdeeds of the past? Just set the intention to let it go. Breathe it out. We've all had things that have happened in our past that have hurt, that have torn down, that have caused pain. We don't need to hold on to that anymore. Just breathe it out and allow that energy to flow through you and leave. Take another deep breath. Take another inhale. And just gently shift over to open mouth. Inhales and exhales. remember your magnificence, your power, and your ability to heal your life. So just take another deep inhale, open mouth, just blow anything left out to blow out. So, if we want to engage as an active part of this thing called global transformation, these two little steps, well, they're not little, they can actually be quite complicated and big, and a lot of stuff can come up through it, but they are so powerful. So, through this weekend ahead, have your journal nearby. Ask the question, where am I still holding on to stuff? What am I still maybe not quite over? Where do I need to do a little extra forgiveness work? And take it on. Set the intention, be committed, let it go. And then take a look at with everything that's happening in the craziness of the world. You know, are you feeling fear? If you do so, breathe it out, let it go, allow it to move through you. Don't hang on to it. And whatever you do, don't continue to feed yourself more. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go watch CNN and Fox News for the next 8 hours. Yeah, I guarantee you're going to probably generate some fear and some all kinds of anxiety and different things. That keeps you locked in at 88.5. And I'm going to tell you this story from 15 years ago. Dr. Jones, who was a gentleman from NASA who discovered this energy in my music, took me out to lunch one day. And he starts talking to me about what's really going on the planet. And he starts talking to me about the news and the media. Now, this is back when I was like watching Brian Williams' ABC News Tonight, thinking I'm getting a dose of reality, right? Um, and I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, humanity is tremendously creative. We create and shape and shift matter and energy by the images that we hold within our imagination, within our minds. And when we combine that with emotion, when we combine that with the feeling and the emotion of it, we imprint substance and we mirror back. That part I could get my head around because I'd already been diving in that realm for a few years. But the next part was, he said, the media is imprinting us with gloom and doom and anger and separation and anxiety, and we're being manipulated to create the reality that we're experiencing today. Now, when I first heard this, I'm like, okay, Doc. Now, Doc was an older guy, figured he grew up during the 60s. I actually accused him at lunch that day, after he had paid the bill, by the way. I accused him of taking too much LSD back in the 60s. I'm like, oh, Doc, okay, you're off your rocker. But now, after 15 years of being into quantum physics, energy, and just studying and reading and learning and growing and intuitively downloading and all these different things, Doc wasn't so crazy. And that's why I'm excited about the time we're living into, because we realize that all these old systems that have been such a huge part of reality are breaking down. And if we want to assist in that process, in fact, we must. We're all part of that process. You must be committed to accelerating your personal evolution. You must be committed to cleaning up your past. You must be committed to not holding on to fear, but to allow it to move through you. So in the next session, we're going to be breathing in, we're going to be integrating in some higher vibrational frequencies to lift ourselves continually, lift ourselves up. But if you're going to lift yourself up, you got to get out of the old heavy stuff you're carrying in the backpack that you've been trudging through life with. This thing's heavy, man. Hurts the knees. It's hard. It adds so much hardness to the overall journey. But imagine if you emptied that backpack out, you're going to be gliding through your experience. So just something to consider. So, interesting stuff. I did want to let you know, for those of you who haven't know, you can go to my website, markromeromusic.com, and you can get yourself access to a free video series that kind of dives in a little bit more about how we become masters of our own personal energy and ultimately how we can become catalysts for transformation and change on the planet and really step in and really fulfill your role to being part of this thing called global transformation, because now's the time. We can't afford to mess around anymore. Okay, let's get on it. We all play a part of this. And so there's a little video series there to help you out, to perhaps maybe give you some mindsets, a little bit of music, a little healing process to help you to accelerate your evolution and to unleash the magnificence that's within you, because that is a key step in everything that's taking place on the planet right now. We are all being called to remember who we are. And that is pure magnificence. That is pure unlimited potential. And it's time to create a world that works. So I invite you to go to the website once again, markromeromusic.com, and you can just sign up at the bottom of the page, or on the bottom of the page there's a little sign up place and you can get access to that download. So thank you for participating in another episode of the Harmonize Your Life show. Really appreciate it. And I look forward to catching up with you next time. And then I also want to let you know, if you have any questions, please type them in comments. I do want to acknowledge some people. So I saw a note from Emily. So glad you're here, Emily. Always good to see you. Martha Bowers. Hello. Nice to have you here. Hello, Darlene. Hello, Dorothy. Carl. Carl, man. Been around the block a few times together over the years, right? So good to see you. How are things up there in the North Country? I always used to tease Carl and ask him if he had seen any polar bears in his backyard, because he lives up there like in the east part, high, way out there, man, right around the corner from the Arctic Circle, and Newfoundland, I believe, if I remember correctly. Correct me on that if I'm wrong. Hello, Yoli. So nice to see you. Hello, Isak. Good to have you here. We had Michelle from Alberta. Thank you for your light music. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serenade you. Got a note from Dorothy. Love the sound of this music so much. Thank you, Dorothy. Really appreciate that. I like this. So true. I've turned off the news for 24 hours now. Keep on going. Man, if we were to turn off that stuff and start going into our own imagination, imagine a world that works. Imagine a world where people can come together with their different perspectives, but be cool about it. Wow, you don't have to burn down my house just because I have a different view? No, we want different views. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. It's how we become. It's all there, right in there in that creative warehouse within us all. Emily says, thank you. You are so welcome. Carl says, thanks. Close, Mark, really close. Laughing out loud on that one, definitely. So I don't see any other questions coming in. You can always direct message me if you do have any questions. And I won't be on live next week, but I will be the following week. And then we're going to tap into some really nice high vibration qualities of the heart that really help to lift you up, because we're going to need to continue to lift ourselves up. This Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is not over yet. The year's not over yet. 2020 has been an incredible, this whole type of thing, I think, for many of us, and it's probably going to continue to be so. But you know what? We have the ability to leverage this and everything that's happening, and utilize it to lift ourselves to new heights. And I want to encourage you on the journey to lifting yourself up to new heights. So thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. You guys have a great day, evening, weekend ahead, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.